Using the daylight again, because I've got a tan, and with the daylight you can't see that I look like a vampire through the whole winter. TFUKcon was about 3 weeks ago, and I've been meaning to make this video for 3 weeks. TFUKcon, if you don't know, was a convention at the Strathallan Hotel in Birmingham, run by those fine dudes that run the TFUK message board on Facebook. I bought a ticket, I went along, it was brilliant, I really enjoyed it. All those adjectives. So TFUKcon took place in a room in the Strathallan Hotel. Did room like this. In a room! We had our own bar, there was about 50 of us, I think. And we kind of just hung around all day, having a bit of a chat, buying some drinks, buying some toys. It felt like more of a tester convention for something that might become bigger in the future. I'm sure that's the intention because they've already announced one for next year. And it was great to catch up with all the people I knew and meet some people I didn't know and just have an all-round good time. I'm just going to whack links below for everyone I knew who was there, who I know has a channel. And if you don't have a channel, then it was top to speak to you or top to meet you. You know who you are. Or maybe you don't. That would be a conundrum. I got there about 9:30. I was sat talking to Paul, Guzzy and Daz when all of a sudden Chermy comes up and throws me RID X-Brawn, which I'd inquired about online, and he said he was up for swaps, but he just said, chuck me a pint in later. So Gary Cherm, thank you for X-Brawn, man. I've been after one of these for a little while, and to get one for basically the price of a pint, outstanding. So thank you so much, mate. I have transformed him. He's a right fun little shell former of his time. Love the car modes because they're full on, super detailed, chrome bastards. He goes so nicely with Sideburn. I think if you picked up a Sideburn, if I'm correct. If I'm not correct. Correct, I am. He did pick up a Sideburn. Lovely to see Thewby and Ben's Collectibles as well. Nice long catch up with those dudes. Maybe we had a cuddle too. Who knows? 4x4. The kind you drive in a city when you don't need a 4x4. One of his hands is the missile launcher for his two weapons, which in a culinary situation would be no use whatsoever unless you had a really, really big pizza. And then his other hand has an entire front of a car attached to it, which would be really, even to open doors. 3 car pals. Thanks, Gary. I really appreciate it. I love him.
I can't breathe.
I think the next thing was we sat down ready for Simon Furman and Jeff Jr. Sr. to do their comic talk. And I sat next to Guzzy, and Guzzy and me started chatting, and he offered me a box of toys, said anything in there a £5, and I had a look through, and it was either stuff I already had or I'd sold. But then I saw he had this on the table. Oh, mate, I'll buy it. And he went to give it to me, and I said, no, let me buy it off you, mate, because that is at least worth a £5 to me. Oil Slick, the purple Armada Sideswipe, which is just an absolute treat to own. I'm so happy. I found it hilarious that Guzzy was going to give this to someone who annoyed him. It's Trifling Trifle. Such a good car mode. If you want to see it in robot form, just go and watch that Sideswipe review I did a couple of years back. Maybe I'll put that in the links below too. Whoever had it, and maybe Guzzy, put the gun in the windscreen. The gun does store under here, but it falls out all the time. It is route 1 to losing your gun. Don't buy one unless you want to have a right laugh or you just love R32 Skylines. I didn't buy this for either of those reasons.
Oh, yes.
Next up, me, Ben and Thew were sat down having a good old chinwag and catch up in between their panels or something like that. And we decided to do a little bit of shopping with the old Rohan.
Brad picking up some of those Cybertron goodies.
Rohan had a nice store laid out of stuff he was selling. Big thanks to Rohan for the deal and for the mention on TF The Show the other day, which was top. Took a little trip over to Shop Rohan, and here's what I got from him. First up was Baby Cybertron Hotshot. Thumbs up, shoulders down, legs out and back around. Baby Cybertron Hotshot, sporting everything that the full-size Hotshot has got. Machine Wars Mirage, which Rohan said he got from a liquidation in America, I think. And what I really love about him is how easy it is to transform him as well. I had no idea there was kind of an automorph gimmick with these. All you need to do is pull them leggies down and flip up the... There we go. Flip that up. And he is such a tidy looking Mirage. Mirage. If you shake him, it sounds like the start of a traditional Mexican village song. Cybertron Short Round. And he's complete as well, which is fantastic. Cyberplanet dude. Artillery. Has there ever been a bad hovercraft transformer? Did hovercrafts just stop being a thing altogether? Like Cadbury's Fuse bars? Do we just not use them anymore because electric scooters took over? I remember there was always hovercrafts on Blue Peter. I think that's what ruined them, to be honest, because Blue Peter was shit. Sporty guy. Doesn't this have a toilet mode? Let's see if we can get him into toilet mode. I had a lovely chat with Dave Shorter and Gav and Luke and the other guys that ran the show at the bar, and that was super fun. We talked about Gundam and Metal Gear. And I think it was up till about 1:30, and that is late for me. Can't remember the toilet mode. I'm going to put a picture of the toilet mode somewhere. Dancing with Alexis to BTS. The hotel was kind of weird. It was like a ring. It was like a giant donut. That's what it was like. It was everything it needed to be. A nice little warm-up to TF Nation that might not be a warm-up in future. Short round. Constantly looking for his piano.
Allow me to introduce myself.
One guy who it's always amazing to see is Bisto. Me and Bisto were having a good old chin wag and sit down and talk about all kinds of stuff and hang out. When Chermy came back over with a bag of goodies, is it movie chop saw? Bikes make really weird and interesting transformers. And I've never had this guy, and I fancied a bit of this guy with his kickstand. But he's from that era, as Luffy describes it, where it's explode and put back together. Revenge of the Fallen. Oh, the old road guy. Everything's just kind of intuitive. Revenge of the Party. Chop saw. Here's his hand. Let's put those away. Little flappy slappers. You want big chop saw hands that can grind up mince. Probably one of the best bike formers that have come out in the last 100 years. And his face is mostly his teeth. At about 8 o'clock, TF The Show did a live show, and it was great to finally meet the TF The Show guys in person. It's been a long time coming, and we passed each other at conventions before. We didn't know each other, but since they've had me on a couple of times, we've gotten to be pretty good friends, and didn't speak to them anywhere near as much as I wanted to, but we did have a nice hangout. They did a quiz, a live quiz, and they were giving out prizes. And I was sat next to RJ, and RJ answered a question, and he got given a prize. And later on at the bar, RJ left this, and I picked it up, and the next day, he'd already gone, but I messaged him and said, do you want me to send this to you? Because you left it in the bar. And he said, mate, don't worry, keep it, because I've got the Magic Square one. What RJ left to me then is this, which is, I've never had a Legends figure, by the way. It's a Legends scale grapple, which I'm told is made by, hang on, I wrote it down. It's made by Papa Toys, which is a Chinese knockoff of a Mr. Moon figure, and the Papa Toys version wiped out Mr. Moon financially, which means there's no more Mr. Moon. Luckily, I never met Mr. Moon, so I have no personal attachment to him. But I'm quite chuffed to get this off RJ for free. So RJ, big thanks to you, mate. Big thanks to Transformers The Show for giving out prizes on the night. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm going to do a box hound of it somewhere down the line. There's an Inferno as well, and he's read... This guy's called Sling Van, which is perfect.
And smooth. Killed.
They've just announced another TFUKcon for next year, which is absolutely top. It was amazing to speak to the people that were there and meet some new people and catch up with others in such like a nice, quiet, chilled out environment that isn't TF Nation, because TF Nation, you see people say hello, mean to catch up with them later, and then never catch up with them. This was proper quality time with some decent dudes. Silly Beads, TFUKcon. Thanks to Luke and Gav and Dave and all the other guys who put the show on. It was just a much needed weekend of fun. See ya.
You'd have been killed too.